how bad is your doctor f***ing you or your kids when he's getting a bonus for like prescribing Abilify? Like he writes a certain amount of Zoloft, of mood-altering prescriptions a month, and the pharmaceutical company gives him a cruise or like a trip to a casino or something. Like how bad are you getting there? How do you measure that in like dollars, right? Like if your kid, or if you personally, if your whole childhood or your whole adolescence is like ruined with Ritalin and Adderall and OxyContin, how do you put a price tag on that? It would be an insanely high price. It would be a very high price. And car sales, how do you get fucking car sales? The dealership makes too much money on you. The dealership makes $3,000 or $4,000. Best case scenario, selling a car full sticker to an absolute dummy. You know what I mean? And people really resent that. People really resent car salesmen because it's socially acceptable to be rude to and openly resent car salesmen because they're trying to make $3,000 or $4,000 on you. When was the last time that anyone you know was that rude to an insurance agent or a doctor or an administrative official or a teacher from a school? I mean, these are people who unquestionably deserve to get more shit than car salesmen simply because the scale at which they're f***ing you over is so much higher than $3,000 or $4,000 on a car, on a $25,000 car. I mean, when was the last time anyone called up and swore at a mortgage lender? You set me up with this front-loaded, high-interest rate mortgage. This is going to end up costing me $300,000. I mean, that doesn't happen. That might happen once in a while. There might be some. That doesn't happen though. But that happens all the time in car sales. So that's not really a sophisticated point or anything worth talking about. It's just something that really interested me, got me interested, seeing that firsthand. People are perfectly happy to watch the television and allow this like brainwashing, mind programming device into their home and have millions and billions of dollars spent trying to manipulate them in one way or another, turn them into some sort of golem, etc. And people are perfectly happy to go to the doctor and accept whatever sort of advice, whether it's to get back surgery for something that could be easily corrected. I mean, back surgery f***s your back up for life. You go get back surgery and you're done. Like that's the end of the road if you have any sort of athletic or fitness ambitions. Getting back surgery for something that could be easily rectified with like half an hour of or 15 minutes of exercise a day, doing corrective stretches or whatever, getting their kids on antidepressants and these behavioral medicines, and just the damage that does, the life damage, not necessarily monetary damage, but in a lot of cases monetary damage, but the life damage that you would have to measure it in the hundreds of thousands of dollars if you were to convert that. If it was like if you were thinking about it as like a lawyer building a lawsuit, looking for a settlement or something, it would be hundreds of thousands of dollars, because it's veiled in so many layers of abstraction, and because it's the people perpetrating these crimes count on the fact that the unseen costs are much more difficult to get articulately, righteously pissed off about by a large number of people. I mean, there are people who write about it very eloquently and understand it fully, but people really get pissed off at car salesmen. And it's just funny to see, because with car sales, like, the information is all online. Like, you know, there are websites you can go to and see what other people paid, and in a lot of cases what the invoice cost is, and like getting all bent out of shape over $1,500. It's like some sort of venting mechanism. I think because people don't have anywhere else to express their frustration, and I mean mostly because they aren't aware. Most people do not walk around with an active awareness of how messed up everything is, and how everything combined is like the equivalent of, you know, if each American had literally $100,000 in their bank account, more than what they have, that's probably like the scale of that's probably what it would take to offset all the other ways people are getting but to go pick bones with a guy that doesn't make a lot of money over not a lot of money, it's like the last socially acceptable place for that frustration to go, unless you skateboard, in which case you always got an outlet for your frustration. Longboarding all day. Anyway, sorry for rambling. It is 6:35 a.m.